Hey everybody, Dan Christopher here. I want to thank everyone who has taken the time to follow me and like all my videos and my little guys and sometimes dumb jokes. I want to do a little bit longer video today to talk about these guys, because every once in a while I get comments and say, oh, they're so creepy and I'm going to have nightmares. To which I say, get over yourself. But I thought it helps sometimes if you see them taken apart and understand how they work. Sometimes it's not so bad. Sometimes it's worse. Anyway, I have been a professional ventriloquist for most of my life. I actually started performing when I was 11 years old, and I basically never stopped. It's taken me around the world. And I worked in the Far East. I worked in Vegas production shows for years. I did touring reviews and cruise ships and comedy clubs. And I always like to say, I have worked my act in just about any venue that you can think of that's appropriate for it, and a whole bunch that weren't. Anyway, professional ventriloquist, that's what I do. The only thing is I found it is probably not the best thing to put in your profile in the dating app. But other than that, I made a living. Anyway, back to these guys. This is what I use. You might have recognized this guy, Woody, from some of my videos. Some people like to call these dummies. Watch it, sorry. The actual name that we use is a ventriloquial figure. You're kidding. No, really. And we call them vent figures for short. Vent puppets. Puppets is fine. Dummies is fine. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so this is what we use. And just to tell you all, if you're scared of these, it's a puppet. It's a doll. Okay, I don't see you freaking out seeing the mannequins in the department store. It's basically the same thing. It is a prop used in a comedy act. A ventriloquist act is actually a two-person comedy act. Now, many of you watching this are probably way too young to know these names, but you can look them up. The great comedy acts of days past, Abbott and Costello, George and Gracie, the Rowan and Martin, the Smothers Brothers, these were great acts. A two-person comedy act consists of one person who is the straight man who delivers the setup line, and the comic who comes back with the funny punchline. In a ventriloquist act, I'm the straight man, and my little partner here would be the funny comic line, okay? The difference is I'm actually doing both parts. This is Woody. He is an antique figure. He was made in the 1940s by a man named John Turner in California. Now, he was a very prolific maker. Many of the ventriloquists from 1940s, 50s, 60s were using Turner figures. I actually saw a picture of a very young Johnny Carson who started out doing magic and ventriloquism using a Turner figure. Okay, here's one right here. And he is made out of wood, which is the traditional material. Other vent figures were made in the past out of paper mache or wood dough. More modern ones could be fiberglass, could be a two-part plastic. 3D printing is being used now and comes up with some very nice characters, okay? But I kind of like the crude, older ones because I'm a fan of vaudeville, and this fits in with me. Okay, Woody, made out of wood. Down here, he has a body, of course, which is hollow, wood frame body, and I reach in through the back and hold on to the control post. And with that, I can turn his head any which way I want. I can even spin it all the way around sometimes. On the control post are a series of levers with strings that go up inside the head to work the different movements. Now, if you look inside the head of one of these things, the mechanics can look like a feat of engineering, or it can look like an absolute nightmare. Whatever works. Okay. The most important one is right here. I work with my thumb. This is his mouth movement, and I pull it down one time for each syllable he speaks. That's very important. So if we were to say hello, hello, that's 2 syllables, so that's 2 times you pull the string. Yes. The idea is, by the way, I just wanted to say this, the whole creepy thing with this has a lot to do with Hollywood. Hollywood has made ventriloquists out to be crazy, to be multiple personalities, schizophrenic, and I want to assure you, I am not schizophrenic. Neither am I. Anyway, that's part of the problem. Back to Woody. Okay, moving mouth here. Down here we have a lever that moves his eyes back and forth so we can look around. He has, I have to look sometimes, his eyebrows. And he's kind of unusual. His upper lip moves. It's a smile or a sneer. So if he wants to flirt with a lady, he can do that. If he wants to look scared, okay, just like that. And that is Woody. Woody, before we go, do you want to do a short gag? No, okay. Sing a song. I ain't got nobody. Yes, you do. It's over here.